Hi, welcome back to GTAMarathon. Before we start our next run, I wanted to remind you that we are raising money for the British Red Cross. British Red Cross provides support both on individual level across UK and also for widespread emergencies and disasters affecting communities both nationally and internationally. With the money we've raised so far, we can already make a difference in people's lives who are going through unimaginable circumstances. And also on a personal note, I just wanted to say that this community has already changed my life entirely over 13 years, as I mentioned before, and I'm really so happy to be here, part of this marathon with you guys, and do some good. So with that, I'll leave it to Redlof and Liberty City Stories.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the good old classic GTA LCS with what would appear another boring as no AJS. However, me and my co-commentator, who will introduce himself in a sec, we may have some sort of a twist to the boring old formula. So stay tuned to see what's so drastically different this time.
Oh well, yes, hello there, it's me again, and I guess I'm gonna spoil it right away. The thing that's different this year is of course that we've prepared multiple gambas throughout the whole run. So please keep gambling. The very first one is still open, it's the Host Select split time. Host Select is a mission that is pure random, so make sure to put your bet right away. And with that out of the way, I think we should be able to start, as long as you're ready, Mr. Redlof.
Yep. Let me make sure this is valid, just in case I can delude myself into thinking I'm on a good run or something.
Alright.
Otherwise, yeah. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Settings? My bad. Now I should be ready whenever the countdown. Please.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, of course. I'd be honored.
Alright, so we're gonna start from 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. We're gonna be here for a while. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck and have fun in Portland.
Okay.
Let's see how this one goes. The Portland should be known to everyone. Bro, get on with it. Okay, don't tell me what to do, alright? Skip 23. Just for you, Mega Gek. 23. Alright? Redlof running LCS in the marathon. That brings back memories of spamming blob consider in the ESA chat. Oh, I didn't know you were running LCS at ESA, Mr. Redlof. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I was just pulling some moves behind the scene, you know. I was the ghost runner, if you may.
Ghost runner, that's crazy. Should we introduce the story of this game, maybe? I feel like everyone knows, because just like you saw on the game show, it's the best GTA out there.
Now take me to my place.
So maybe people are already aware of everything, but just in case you are not, Tony Cipriani comes back to Liberty City, and he is ready to rule this city. However, he's not in a position to. So now we are stuck with this guy Vincenzo, and we don't really like him, and that's mutual. He doesn't like us either. The very first mission, Home Sweet Home, we are getting introduced to our new safe house, which is not the luxurious house we were actually expecting, just some apartments. In any case, the first mission is very simple. You jump out of the marker to be a bit faster, and you start the second one. What is the IL strat of this mission? The IL strat for this mission is getting AJS in Frighteners to jump to the debug menu, which is still in the game code. You can activate debug menu without any cheats in this game. And then using the mission selector from that to unlock Home Sweet Home again. This way you can start it with whatever preparations you want to. And usually that means just more mission select to report around the map. Hi, we will. Why is it so sunny in Liberty City? Just you wait. The next thing you're gonna see is that instead of going straight to the marker, we are going to change our clothes. The reason for that is because we want to start JD's missions later, and if we are in a Leone suit, we can't do that simply because JD is our man in the Syndakas turf, you know. He is the guy who works for us, but he's undercover. He can't be seen with no Leonis, alright? And that's why we changed to casual clothes. That's our only outfit we have right now. If that was Honda, I would imagine we would be seeing a very different attire, but this is just any percent, no AJS, which is much different to what we've seen earlier. All these previous years, but we'll get to that part later, don't worry. So many colors my eyes hurt. Don't worry, it's gonna start raining really soon. Just you wait. In fact, it's gonna be during the next mission. That's how early it rains in LCS. Why no all missions %? Well, all missions could be good category if a certain skip is actually possible on real hardware, which it isn't right now, so we are not gonna see it today. Also, this is the wrong console for it anyway, so even if it was possible, you wouldn't see it here. In any case, the next mission, Dealing Revenge, is relatively simple. This is another tutorial where the game teaches us how to fight. However, instead of doing so, we're just gonna go back to the bike and use that to run over all of the dealers. This way it's much faster, because we don't have any weapons. Ooh, looks like Redlof misses the guy. He survives for a little bit, but on the second 180 he gets him for good. And now there's one more to kill, and that's the rain that I was promising during this mission. Always at 14 o'clock if you start from a new game. That's how you know your good old LCS. Liberty City, always great. Can we get a real copy pasta telling that VCS player run from a realistic gun in dark corridor? If anybody has this copy pasta on their hands, please post it. Warfel knows GTA 3 like a lot. Well, this is not GTA 3. I used to know this game a little bit back in the day, mostly from like the glitches and bugs side, maybe special vehicles as well, but it's been years since I've been doing stuff in LCS, at least actively. Sorry, I sold that copy pasta to Ethan. That's unlucky. That's very unlucky. In any case, we are going through another tutorial. This time it's one for MU Nation, where Redlof fails to buy a pistol. Uh-oh. Luckily he has multiple chances to do so. Washed. Yeah, get his guy off the screen, bro. He can't even press a button to buy a pistol. So park in this marker, but be careful. You don't want to tilt your bike, otherwise it's gonna fall during this mini cutscene. And once again, use your bike to run over the guy and grab the phone. This is the fastest way of doing this mission. If you fail to kill him with the bike, you have to use your pistol, and it takes quite a few boosts, because I believe this guy has an armor. It might be just increased health, but I imagine it's actually an armor. Yeah, it is not GTA 3, but it's very similar, in a way that it is basically the same city, but a few years earlier. That's why we see all of the lovely characters that you see in GTA 3 and more. Well, actually not all of the characters from GTA 3, but a lot of them. And that's the JD's mission I was talking about earlier. If we had our Leone suit on, we wouldn't be able to start it right here. So that's why we switch it to the casual clothes as early as possible. Well, basically Slacker is the fastest place we can do that. Right now going back would take a lot of time. But can LCS host AJS tournaments yearly? I don't know, and after the previous performance, I don't want to say anything about the tournament. You're gonna hear me during round number 3, and that's gonna be it. 1999, I'll never forget it. Yeah, that's a great year. A lot of good things happened in 1998, not only in LCS but in real life too, and I'm not gonna elaborate on that. This girl gives you money. The longer you wait, well, the one in daily, I mean, the more money you get. Unfortunately, Redlof waited a second too much, so he was at $78 after this girl. Ideally, you want to be at 85 because that's exactly what you get from the final girl. And now, done in 60 seconds. See, these first missions are very fast. We are almost at the first Gamba, so I'm sure you all are excited. But here we are introduced to cops. This mission can insta-fail if you get unlucky, because Leeds programming is the best programming. Luckily it didn't happen, and the strat for this mission is simply using the pay and spray instead of going all around and collecting bribe stars. However, if you are doing an IL speedrun, which is just a speedrun of this mission, then you can set up a 0-star glitch, and then you don't have to worry about stars at all. Is this game as banger as VCS? Never played it. I'll try to be as objective as possible right now, even though I'm very biased. I would say that LCS is a very good handheld game. VCS is different, it's also good. Some moments, at least on PS2, I feel like a bit dragged out in VCS. Here in LCS, the PS2 version is exactly the same as the PSP one, so you don't get that extra content. But that's just me. I would say both games are good, depending on what you like. You might like LCS or VCS more. It's definitely worth a try if you haven't played it. That's my objective answer. Subjective answer, LCS is better, VCS, never played this game. I'm sorry. Yeah, LCS also unlocked Homebrew. It was, and still is, the most popular and the best-selling game for PSP simply because it has an exploit in it. The offer, unfortunately, Redlof fell off the bike. You can say Redlof just fell off. Washed again. But it's not a big deal. As you can see, we are not going for the marker straight away. Instead, we are parking the bike right here at the container. And the reason for that is very simple. After you trigger the marker, you're gonna be teleported in this area and you're instructed to get away. We basically survive and get out of this hell. And with the bike, it's gonna be much easier than without any transportation. This game also missing helicopters unless you use a glitch to get one. That is very true. Helicopters are technically in this game and you are not supposed to be flying them. However, there are plenty of helicopters you can obtain. Some of them, you could argue, don't even require any glitches to get. For example, the Hunter is, I think, not a glitch. Just something from early debug builds maybe, that developers for some reason decided to keep in the game, or maybe they just forgot about it, I don't know. You can get it pretty easily, no glitches. And there it is, host selector, let's see. Here you need to get 6 girls. Of course, more than 6 spawn. But there's also a strat. So we'll see how many girls are in a good position right away. We are always going for this one first. This one has a fixed spawn. It's always gonna be in this area. I can see the second pick being very good, so believers, I think you're eating good tonight. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because the second wave might be terrible. Let's see. Leaked build spawn an RC Goblin. That's actually true. The leaked beta build has a different helicopter for some reason. So one could argue it might very well be an Easter egg, not a debug feature from early development stages. We don't know. And we won't know unless the sources are leaked and they have some information about this helicopter inside. I would say the first wave wasn't incredible, but it is still very solid. And now here comes the strat. After dropping off the girls, you can kill them, and for every girl you kill, another one is going to spawn, unlike in GTA 3 during the fastball. In that mission, if you kill one girl, the mission is over. But here, for some reason, you can easily kill them and nothing's gonna happen. First 2 girls are basically perfect, but the third one, I don't see her. You'll have to go around for one. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the biggest believers, I think it's definitely not gonna be your win. Yeah, this one makes this whole host selector more on a decent-ish, okay-ish side. It was very good at first, but unfortunately the very last girl was a big detour. Oh, not the biggest one, but still. By no means this is a bad host selector, but let's see the final time. The final time, by the way, is the split time, and we split on mission starts. We have to wait for Redlof to reach Vincenzo again, so it's gonna take a few more seconds. But let's see what it is going to be. You'll have to tell me, because I don't know.
231.
231?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's literally like on the edge. So let me pay this out. Wee, that's crazy. Choose outcome. It's gonna be 231 to 245. Number 3 wins. Complete prediction. Yes, 231 wins. Congratulations if you predicted 231, and I'm very sorry if you predicted 230. But with this out of the way, we are ready to set up the next prediction, because there's gonna be quite a few of them tonight. And let me quickly check my notes. This mission, you don't need to pay attention to it. Just grab the guys, use the paint spray, go back to Winnie. Nothing interesting happens here. I say that as a Redlof. Let's out a sigh of, I don't know, disappointment or something.
Rare spike strip. Like the guy was there early and I could have avoided him too. But didn't quite get a feel for how deep those can be out. Since, well, I don't really encounter them often.
I see how it is. Anyway, the next Gamba is gonna be for a race time. This time is gonna be in-game time. Pay attention.
Oh my god, okay. Right.
Things are happening, I hear.
Yeah, there was a spike strip right outside as I drove the usual way. I went back into paint spray again. I'm going around a little slow because pads.
I see.
This round sucks.
No, it's okay, you can bring it back. In any case, the next Gamba is almost ready. As I said, it's gonna be a race time. This time it's gonna be the in-game timer that you can see on your screens. It's gonna be a car race called Chris Sacha. And the options are gonna be as follows. Once again, we're gonna have 6 outcomes. Let me double check I didn't mess up anything. 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So please, you have 10 minutes to predict the final race time in Greece Sacha. Make sure that you put your points and win it big. Does PCJ spawn? Yeah, I guess we also have to comment that Redlof is using his special ISO that spawns bikes on roads whenever he needs one. So if you see many bikes throughout this run and some of them feel way too lucky, then that explains it. In any case, Frighteners. Another interesting mission. First of all, it sets the time and weather to something nice and lovely. And second, you can once again get very unlucky with the positions of the final cars. Now, these 3 union bosses, they always spawn in the same places. However, they can drive wherever they want. And sometimes you get very unlucky with Kuruma guy, and sometimes even with the Stallion one too. Let's see. Here your goal is to scare them and not to kill them. If you kill more than one, the mission fails. And you can kill people by accident because you sometimes crit them.
By accident?
Oh,
shit.
Oh, that was a huge accident. But okay, if you don't kill the first one, you're fine, because the third one, you just have to damage the car, which is in a decent spot, I would say. It's not the worst one. And you don't have to do anything to the guy, so if the first union boss survives, you're gonna be good. This mission is also used in the Perma Pass, which is an in-game hunter category that you can find on the meme boards. I'm not gonna explain how Perma Passes work, because first it's irrelevant, and second, it's actually quite complicated trick. You can't really explain it just with words, I would say. At least in the way that people understand it. Can this ISO spawn godbike PCJs? I mean, while it is not confirmed that it can, I do have a strong belief that if Redlof presses the right combination of buttons, then a godbike appears. I think it goes against the rules, unless he verifies his own run himself. So, I wouldn't know. Right now, this bike might very well be a god bike, just not very powerfully tuned, you know? Just slightly better handling, a tiny bit speedier than usual, you know? We won't see the difference. A volatile situation is another mission where you gamble, basically, because these guys, they can spawn in multiple spots and use multiple routes towards the casino. What you wanna do is you want to destroy their cars, but most importantly, you don't want their drivers to survive, because the drivers always go for another car, just like this guy who entered the cabin. You can focus on drivers and then go back to the basically goons, because they never attempt to go back to the casino. They always try to kill you, but ideally you want to shoot the car in a way that it explodes while the guys are getting out. That's the most optimal way, which sometimes isn't possible because of the terrain and where the guys went. The final van isn't very hard to destroy. Sometimes you don't see the fire, once again because of the terrain, so in case you're playing this and speedrunning yourself, be aware that if you think that you've been shooting it for way too long and you don't see anything, then it's probably already on fire and you should actually get away from it. I've seen people who basically blew themselves up by staying too close to the Yankee and shooting it until it explodes, simply because they couldn't see the fire and they did not understand that it's already on fire. Here we get a new car, because you can't really plant a bomb on a bike in this game. I think it's just a Vice City feature, which is also sort of broken. But fun fact, since it was a feature, there is a glitch that you sometimes get a bike with a bomb installed, and I say installed, but I mean quote unquote installed on that bike from traffic. Yes, there is a glitch like that. It can happen from like early boots, so right now it cannot happen already, but if Redlof just restarted the game and loaded a save, he could, in theory, get a message that the bike has a bomb and just put it please in this marker and leave the vehicle and get out of here. And it would work. And I think that should be used for ILs, but I have never had enough time to actually invest into this. After this mission, Syndakas are not gonna be happy with us. We've just destroyed their dollhouse. And now we are gonna see a lot of them being angry at us. Redlof is currently running, and the reason for that is he is waiting for some calls that is he's answering right here. There's gonna be another one. And it just so happens that you can answer 2 calls while reaching this bike conveniently. You even have like a second or 2 to spare. Chatters say, good luck, Redlof. Can we get some love for Redlof? Can we find some copy pasta? Redlof rhymes with some words. I'm sure you can figure out which one I mean. Why am I always the one coming up with copy pastas for our runners? Come on, gamers. Alright, we see a lot of good lucks now. Is it fun to see Familiar City in the new... Oh, it is fun to see Familiar City in the new story/game. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a bit sad that LCS and VCS never came to PC, and that's why a lot of people simply don't even know about these games. LCS at least was released, or rather re-released, on mobile, but that port is not like the best one ever, but it's playable. A lot of people I know said that they played through this mobile version and actually enjoyed it, so if you wanna try it, you can try that, but I think there are some weird subscriptions now, unless you go to a always 100% discount shop. somewhere on the web. Then you can find the version you want. Here we are supposed to tail Casa, but why would you do that when you can just stay here and wait for him to appear right in front of you? The game doesn't care as long as you are close enough to him, and this positioning is like the perfect place for it. You can do this mission on foot, from start to finish, and that's impressive. You just need to know where to go. This is how interesting this mission is. Redlof is now in the chat, which means that this run is actually pre-recorded, and my commentary is pre-recorded too, by the way. So all of the gambas are rigged. Thanks for your channel points. I was betting and I will be betting from my second account, and I'll be a millionaire after this stream. Thank you very much. The GTA LCS mod is playable to 95%. What I don't like about these mods is that they are not the same. They might look the same, but they don't feel the same at all, unfortunately. I understand that there's probably no better way of porting the game unless you go for the reverse engineering approach, but some people did, and then they got a DMCA letter from Take-Two, so I don't expect anyone else to actually go this route, at least in the near future. Is this emulated as PSP or PS2? This is a PSP emulation. Also right here we are supposed to take a photo, but you probably didn't see that because what we do here is we park very close to the place that the guys spawn, and we make a photo during a fade. And that's why you don't see it during the run. You don't have to do that. If you are not sure you can do it in time, you can wait a little bit. But trust me, it's not a hard/scary strat once you do it. The only thing I would say, you can do a photo, or make a photo, take a photo, that's the word, and get back on the bike during that fade. And this is a little scary, because if you fail to take a proper photo, then you won't have much time for another chance. But if you just go for a photo, you should be alright. And that's what I used to do when I was running this game back in the day. Predetermined chat message? Exactly. I'm glad that we have our sitting ducks in the chat. This mission is also very fun if you do it casually, but here we just abuse the fact that the vehicle is also only bulletproof but not fireproof, so we can throw a Molotov, and this way the guys just get out. I think the van is scripted to, well, set on fire if you do so. Shop Tillystrop is next. This is the first Maria's mission, a familiar character from GTA 3 and San Andreas, but she's looking slightly different to what we used to. You can tell it is PSP because the health bar has rounded corners. On the PS2 version it's sharp edges. Yeah, that is very true. Okay, the strat here is to grab this bribe. Unfortunately Redlof misses it a little, so he has to reverse, and now this is technically even slower than not going for the star, or very close to being slower. And here the strat is not activating the marker with your vehicle, because if you do so, you see the guy, he is scripted to pop your tire if you are in a vehicle, but if you're on foot, there are no tires to pop, and this way you can save your bike in a perfect condition for the second part of the mission. Unfortunately, you have 3 stars, so sometimes you can get unlucky with cops, but Redlof did everything perfectly fine, and even the rain was not an issue. She's a tiger? No comment. Let me see if there were any more messages that I've missed.
There they are, just pulling behind them.
I've actually typed this last week. One viewer here. Yep. I remember you typing this 1 week ago. Thanks for being there for us. We are getting close to our second Gamba, but we are still doing Maria's missions. Fun fact, you don't have to do all of the Maria's missions for whatever reason. There are 5 missions in total, and to progress the story you only need these first 3 ones. So after this one, we're gonna do one more, and then, depending on how the run goes, you might or might not see the final two at the very end, because they are not required at all. This is the first race that we have, and this one is a bike race. Instead of going into the marker and waiting for the countdown, you can just damage the racers and the race starts immediately. However, be careful, you can kill the racers and sometimes you crit them, which means that the race fails and you have to restart the mission. It loses you like 30, 40 seconds.
30.
If you're just starting out, 30? Okay. If you're just starting out, I would say not a big deal, just go back, start again and continue with your run. But if you are looking for something like sub to 30 with the new route, is not that impressive anymore. Let's say sub to 25-ish, then you should probably consider resetting if that happens. Trust me, there are a lot of time saves throughout the run, and if you're learning this game, or any other game to be fair, and if something goes wrong, don't be so quick to reset your run, just power through the rest of the game, because you will need that experience of late game. And you also need some experience for backups. Things never go right all of the times. You might be, well, you might have a wrong impression from seeing all of these top world record runs on YouTube and elsewhere, where everything is done perfectly fine, no mistakes, perfect RNG. But the reality is very different. Something always goes wrong. And it's just like one run out of 100, 1,000 that goes your way. And that's why if you want to speedrun, please make sure you just power through your very first attempts are the most important ones. 1:33 for this race is a pretty solid time. And now, right after this one, we're gonna have the next one, which is the one from the Gambler, so make sure to pay attention to the final time. This time we are gonna be able to see it ourselves. Never give up and always keep gambling, yes. This stream supports gambling in Twitch chat. Not any other kind of gambling though. Let's see, this is a car race this time. You can do this race in a helicopter, but you shouldn't. Don't in any percent speedrun at least, because, well, there are no helicopters at this point that you can obtain, I think. Maybe the police one? I don't remember the exact setup, but definitely none without glitches. Yeah, gambling is gonna be showcased in SA2. Once again, start the race by shooting your opponents, it damages their cars and starts the race earlier, and you also get to keep all of your speed. Leonie Sentinel is not the best car, obviously, for this race, however, it's a pretty solid choice, and it's right at the mission start. Fun fact, this mission actually spawns a white Sentinel, not a Leonie one, just a regular one, at the parking lot near the old school, which you might remember as the final destination in the fastball mission in GTA 3. And we don't know why it does that, because it never entrusts you to go there, but that white stallion, oh sorry, Sentinel, is a special vehicle as well, so if you're into collecting special vehicles, then this game is probably for you. It has more than 200, I believe, if we count all of the variations. Hunter is faster? Well, in ILs, sure, but not by that much, to be fair, unless you're flying. I almost said driving, wasn't perfect, but yeah, it can be fast. Let's see. It's the final checkpoint right here. I already see that the believers lost. 1:15, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Let me pay it out then and prepare the next Gambam, while Redlof is doing the next mission. 1:15 to 1:16 was by far the most chosen option, at least if it's talk about total amount of points bet, not total amount of bettors. So congratulations, actually also total amount of bettors too. Congratulations to everyone who predicted right in the middle. Choose outcome 1:15 to 1:16. Complete prediction. And let me set up the next one while Redlof is doing some more missions. And Redlof, take it away from here.
Damn, I have to comment now? What the heck? Just as I was starting
Yeah.
to kind of recover the run. Yeah, shit. To be fair, not really. I'm not doing too good on top. Okay, nice. Didn't think that the traffic can spawn right there. It doesn't run me over, at least. This is second to last Mars mission. Casual mirroring
Alright,
left and right, so yeah. Nothing really noteworthy here. Just as long as you don't have any... Yeah, you see Sindakos. You could see the gunshot. But it's unlikely that they can shoot
Where are we going?
Casa in the back, but yeah, you can never be too sure, especially if there's many of them, which there can be.
Still cool, ain't
And after the
Especially
mission
during marathons.
and that too. Marathon luck is always a special thing.
I'll get you the money I owe. Honest.
It's true, all of my cars were locked in my showcase. But anyways, the Gamba is now up. You might be wondering what is fast no son of mine, and I guess I have to comment on that real quick. There was a glitch that was discovered by accident by one and only Mr. Kozny, shout outs to him. At the time we didn't understand how it worked, but apparently you can skip all of the waves, well, all of the later waves, with a precise positioning, while the first car wave dies. And we do it with a Molotov, and if you do it right, it's very fast. If you fail it, it's very slow. So we'll see how it goes. I've seen Redlof practicing before the marathon. There were 2 streams, and I've seen some good no son of mines and some bad ones too. So this one
Maybe
is literally a coin flip.
Sorry, maybe I wanted to ask about No Son of Mine, because there can be clean, not so clean, and just outright failure, I guess. There's like 3 outcomes.
It's too late for that.
Yeah.
I'm not remaking the Gamba.
And
I
you-
think it's gonna be a bit too subjective, clean or not so clean. Let's just keep it as yes or no. It's gonna be easier for everyone this way, and our gamblers can understand it too. Okay, here you
Late
want to
bike.
find the PCJ, but looks like... Yep, there it is. Looks like Redlof just had to press a button to spawn one, just as always.
Don't like my HP.
Yeah, it is not so good for contraband, that's true. Why not dead meat instapass? I'm assuming this is a joke question, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. You don't see that many instapasses, or actually any at all in this category, simply because setting up on mission 0 here is very inconvenient. First of all, it's not super fast, and second, if you fail it, then you have to wait for like 2 minutes for another attempt. And well, that basically kills your run. There was a proposed Portland reroute that included 2 on mission zeros, and it was, I believe, a little bit faster than what we are doing, but nobody wants to go through 2 basically coin flips, because it's not like you are in control of on mission 0. You are to a certain degree, but you cannot be 100% consistent with it if you go for the fast on mission 0, that is. And you can obviously go for the slow one, but the slow one, as I said, takes more than 2 minutes, which makes all of the instapasses and routes basically obsolete and inferior to just doing the missions normally. Because the missions in this game are relatively short apart from a very few missions.
From now on, you do exactly
Just call the degenerate gamblers a bunch of dumbasses and direct. No, we love our gamblers. Please continue. Like, Redlof suggested, I don't know, like 40, 50 different gambas, and I spend my time going through all of them and choosing what I think are the best ones and the ones that keep the Gamba game alive throughout the whole run. So there was a lot of effort put into it by Redlof, so the best thing you can do is basically participate. You don't have to like bet all of your channel points if you don't want to. Even a 1 point bet, just for the adrenaline, you know, is gonna be alright. But you can also go all in if you are confident. You saw that mid-IP was on the route? No, as I said, unfortunately, like, in order to make these instapasses viable and faster than what we have right now, we would need basically either a godluck with all of the fast mission zeros, or a completely brand new consistent setup that is also fast. And I don't think that is happening, although never say never. Just last year one person found a setup that allows you to get on mission 0 even after 100% completion of the game. So you don't even need rampages if you want to get on mission 0. But it's of course very slow and isn't useful here at all.
I'll do some safety strats.
Yeah, health pickup, it's okay. Viewers in your region can only predict without using any channel points. Yes, you can bet with 0 points too, just for the game. As I said, these gambas are supposed to be just an extra bit of fun for everyone, and I don't think it's fun losing much. So, as they say, only bet what you can afford to lose. So if you can't bet any channel points, then bet nothing. If you can bet channel points and don't want to lose much, just bet 1 point. It's possible. 10 is not the minimal bet. 1 point is. You can put custom bets. And 1 point bets are completely fine. So here you saw an interesting strat throwing a Molotov. When it works, and everything is good. However, sometimes you get stun locked and you don't throw the Molotov at all. And if that happens multiple times in a row, you just die because people are shooting at you. We kill our backup for a reason. We don't want to waste our time with them. But having no backup means that as soon as our final guy that we actually take with us dies, all eyes are on us and we are getting shot. Okay, that was a very unfortunate cop with spike strips, but fun fact, PSP version does not require you to get loose of your wounded level, to get rid of your wounded level, so you can just go straight to the garage. It does not work on PS2 or mobile. And here we go, no son of mine. Let's see. I lost all my channel points yesterday, can't wait to lose some more. That's the spirit. Keep it up, Mr. Mikitsa. And let's see. The first guys are just the same as we always do them. And now here comes the Molotov strat. I don't like this van, so is it gonna be good? Uh-oh, it was scary, but it worked. As you can see, we've skipped the last waves and we even get the bike, so this is a win for the believers. Congratulations. Looked a bit scuffed. Oh, and now there are 2 cops, right?
Police brutality in
What are they doing? Uh-oh. I like how this prediction was basically 50-50, 51 to 49. Fast no sign of mine, the outcome is yes. And once again, I'm gonna be preparing the next prediction, so take it away.
Yeah, just slightly suboptimal play, but like, yeah, as long as the scopes were around, I would have obviously gotten a star, and yeah. The call on from like after the end of this mission is delayed because of the tooltip pop-up or whatever you call it. So it is extra bit of weight, but I had to do it because even 1 cop ruins it. There is a bribe star nearby, but I feel like it's just about makes it equal, so whatever. I want to secure a bike for this mission, and preferably you don't have to resort to one in the alley nearby, near JD's club, which is a freeway and you have to run on it to it on foot, which takes time. Anything in traffic, even the bloody freeway, as much as I may dislike it, still better than nothing or even the fixed spawn. And no tire pops, which sometimes can happen here, which was one of the meme variants for gambas that I came up with last night. Obviously, like, things like that are a little too meme and probably would be like, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes only, so very few people would be allowed to vote anyway. But we could have done it for a meme, I think. Even with some missions and like half or even more than half of Staunton being taken out of the equation, there's still some somewhat serious, some meme variants and whatnot to come up with on what to gamble. So. But we chose the best, because we value you guys very much.
It's true, and that's why the next Gamba is already live. This one needs a little bit of explanation. So there's a mission in Staunton, very early Staunton, so this Gamba gonna run for a little while. We have 15 minutes to bet. The mission is called Making Tony, and the intro cutscene, you sometimes hear Tony reading the note left by Sal, and the note starts by literally Tony, but sometimes you don't hear it, depending on, well, how fast Redlof skips the cutscene, I guess. So we'll see if we get the Giga Tony skip or not. Saves a lot of time, by the way, so Redlof is definitely gonna go for it. Redlof values you. Everyone values you, Melis. You've been in the community for so long, and I'm pretty sure that everyone loves you. I already lost all of my channel points.
Keep gambling.
Don't worry, you can always win them back. Keep gambling. So it is rigged, got it. As long as I don't bet, and unfortunately I won't bet, it's not gonna be rigged. No caught in the act vehicle Gamba? Yes, that was my joke too. Unfortunately we've lost the perfect Gamba opportunity. All in, baby? Okay. We got some Tony doubters in the chat, it seems, yeah. Let's see. Now we go back to Mr. Vincenzo, Hot Wheels, and there is one thing I need to explain. You might be wondering, why are we going to Hot Wheels now? Weren't we much closer to this mission marker earlier? And the answer is yes, we were. However, because of some magical leads coding, if you do this particular order of missions, which includes other characters too, this way you can skip the final two JD's missions. It's not intended, it's definitely a bug, but it is in the code, and that's the only place where it works this way. And this is why you see speedrunners ignoring Vincenzo right after smash and grab and going all the way to Salvatore first, even though it seems slow. Okay, here you want to do the unique stunt jump without actually triggering the stunt jump camera, because it's a slow-mo camera, and Redlof almost flipped his bench, but it wasn't even close if you ask me. Nicely recovered. And the final star is gonna disappear right when we approach the marker. Sometimes a bit earlier, sometimes a bit later, depending on your actions. You might have killed somebody on your way here.
Or there are cops following you and are hovering nearby while you exit the area. Also, speaking of gambas, I think I might have forgotten to put the tire pops on this Banshee in the meme list. That's a great tragedy. Should have inflated that list some more. But to be fair, I think I still left out a few even more meme options, which could have, you know, made this whole stream one big online casino.
If we went with all of your suggestions, I wouldn't have time to commentate on anything. I would be literally sitting there just typing gambas, or choose outcome, yes, no, oh, okay, 6 more options here, 5 more options there. Alright, next gamba, please put your channel points. This would be a real online casino.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, sure does. But you know what else sounds fun? This mission. This mission is very fun casually. I think you now have a very strong weapon, which makes it quite boring, but if you do this mission with something less powerful, this mission might be very tricky, because these guys are not gonna be kind to you. Luckily there is an armor, and also a revolver you can grab, which is a big help for the shootout that is gonna happen in a moment, but speedrunners don't go for anything, maybe for armor sometimes. Yeah, Redlof is going for armor, but that's totally optional. All in, 0 region restrictions. I mean, everything counts, even 0 points. As for the all missions category, this is what I was proposing right away. And it could be a reality if we get the Portland skip confirmed to work on the PS3 on real hardware. But nobody's bothering with that, and I don't have a PS3 myself. So we don't know if all missions are gonna be a category or not. Because making all missions just for 4 missions plus whatever the Staunton now looks like.
I mean, that's already.
We don't have enough active runners, yeah. This game is unfortunately quite dead. But maybe with the grand new trick that you're gonna see relatively soon, I would say, more people are gonna be interested in running this. But probably not, because it requires some mission 0. But we'll get there, don't worry. So now Redlof is waiting once again, just like after No Son of Mine, and the reason for that is a phone call. Since he already had to abandon his bike, it's better to wait for a phone call here instead of later. Phone calls are... Ooh, yeah. Phone calls are on constant timer. So yeah, the delay is always the same. Unless it's a phone call that you want to take right after another mission, then it can be random, it can be twice as long. Literally a coin flip, as we've learned like what, 3-4 years ago? I don't remember when I discovered that, or rather explained the phenomenon. This mission is relatively straightforward, however, if we have a few tricks to make it faster, not easier, just faster. Actually, maybe even a trick to make it easier for casual gamers too. I'm gonna mention it once we get there. Because sometimes you can get killed here very easily. If you don't pay attention, somebody can basically sneak up on you and shoot you from behind. And sometimes the collisions are acting weird. And you are shooting at a person, seemingly, but your bullets are hitting some invisible walls. So what you can do here, of course, you can, well, reset your ammo count instead of reloading by switching weapons. But another strat, you can just stand on a weapon pickup if you have a different type of weapon. Anything other than a Mach-10, any SMG would work. And this way you don't have to reload at all, because the pickup is gonna be doing everything for you. Here Redlof is gonna try to run as close as possible to this intersection on the road, and the reason for that is that if you don't do that, and if you stay all the way up near the paint spray area, a certain spawn of a Diablo guy can appear, and that Diablo guy may run towards the Clothes safe house area from GTA 3, and then you will have to run all the way there yourself, which is very slow. That's why you want to get to the intersection as early as possible to avoid that nasty spawn. Used to be quite an annoying thing in the past, but luckily it was figured out relatively quickly, and this mission, speaking of quickly, was finished very fast. So good job. Typical chauffeur outfit? Yeah, this is the chauffeur outfit, but the mission was different that gave us to us. Why do you need the PS3 to stealth skip on real hardware? Couldn't you just use a PSP? Let me explain that. So there are basically multiple versions of this game, even for the PSP. And when I say different versions, I mean like different in-game scripts. Like to a player, everything looks the same, more or less. However, there are slight differences in the code, which makes certain tricks, namely duping, have different outcomes. And when it comes to different versions in consoles, PSP versus PS2, there are even more differences. And the trick that was discovered and that works on a PS2 emulator, but doesn't work on a real PS2, is only possible on the PS2 version of the game, because the PSP's version is different. It has a different script, and therefore the duping outcome is different. Now, why do we need to test it on a PS3? Well, if you are following GTA 3 speedruns on consoles, then you might know that there is also a trick that works on a PS2 emulator but doesn't work on a PS2, on a real one, which is called SSU. However, if that was the case, it would be banned. But you can play the GTA 3 PS2 version on a PS4, which technically emulates PS2. And SSU works there, and since PS4 is an official hardware for the game, then the moderation team decided to allow it. The same thing applies here. You can play this game, the PS2 version, on a PS3, and there are PS3s, I think early revisions, or maybe the later ones, I don't know, that emulate PS2, sorry, technically. So there is a chance the trick works there, we just don't know it yet. One day somebody's gonna test it for us, and we'll have an answer. Is underwear unlocked right now? No unique stun jumps were done, so no. Dragon suit for good luck? Not happening yet.
But the strike's still on. There won't be any ferries. Just drive.
Just use AJS debug menu to teleport from the crusher to Vincenzo in time. If that was a working strategy, we would do that, but unfortunately as soon as you go far away from the crane, it just stops working. Unfortunately. And now we see a very interesting snipe, which is not a new thing, but some people haven't seen it. Instead of going all the way to the docks area and triggering the marker, you can just shoot a cop car, one of the 3, I believe, that is parked there. I think you can shoot either of... no, not either. You can shoot 2 out of 3, and it will just skip to the next part of the mission. That was a very unfortunate cop car on Redlof's way, so let's hope that he can get back on the bike with Salvatore. Yeah, looks like everything is okay. So yeah, this mission can also crash randomly, usually near this breach area, so let's see and hope it doesn't happen. Marathon breach? Yeah, looks like we are fine. I personally have never had this crash, but then again I haven't speedrun this game that many times myself. Waffle, can you talk about that time you had random collisionless roads? Sorry. I would imagine that this is just an emulation thingy, so I'm not gonna spend that much time on it. I would say that it's probably not gonna be the same on real hardware. Okay. PS3 after Swim emulates. Maybe, yeah. That's what I'm saying, I don't remember. Because I don't have the console. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, people in chat know what versions of the PS3 console emulate the earlier games and which ones don't. So we need the ones that emulates because that's our last hope for the big skip in Portland. Well, it's not a super big skip, but it's a considerably big chunk that is getting skipped. Gamers, you still have, I believe, a few more moments for the gamble, right? Yeah, 40 seconds, which is a perfect timing on my side. Can I get a clap for that? Because this mission, making Tony, is very soon, and the gamble is gonna stop right before it. Let's see. It's the one with no games. Yeah, thank you for the clap. Self-inflicted clapping moment. Let's go. Actually, I'll stop it. You know what? I'll do this real quick. And submissions.
Nope.
It was no Tony? No Tony. It was 50-50 again, which is crazy. So congratulations to all of the doubters. I saw that Mikitsa went all in on doubt, and that's the right choice. Choose outcome. No Tony.
Flash no copy.
Yes. Complete prediction. Yes, completed. I did hear Tony. No Tony was heard. Always go all in. True. Congrats for 0 points. Exactly. And let me set up the next gamba. Oh, this one is spicy. Oh, this one is related to the big trick that is coming up soon-ish. So let me quickly set this up while Redlof is looking for a bike. I see a PCJ, but it's too far away. So
Yeah, after we
remember
finish,
how I...
sorry.
Sure, go on.
After we finish making Tony, we spawn near the safe house, and the fixed spawn that is like in the area right behind our safe house in Staunton, that usually contains PCJ that spawns right around this time. It spawns like during daytime, pretty much. That no longer exists because yeah, you're too close. It's the same thing as what happens when you use the taxis from hospital after you fail the mission. Like you get warped to the location and all that location's nearby spawns are wiped if they're too close to you. So we run right across the road and then back to try and do the age-old classic, load the PCJ model in. Didn't quite work out for me. PCJs did turn up, but yeah, a little too far from my liking.
Okay, remember how I said that nobody's doing on mission 0 instapasses and other routes because of how bad fast on mission 0 is? Well, unfortunately for this trick you have no choice. It is worth it to go for a mission 0 even if you don't get the fast version of it. But of course you want to get the fast one, so we'll see how it goes. Fast on mission 0 after love and boots. You have 10 minutes to predict, well, a little less now. I will remind everyone that fast on mission 0 is not a consistent strat. So with that in mind, do whatever you need to do. I see some hefty bets already. I've also seen some messages in the chat saying doubled my points, and that's how you go from oh no, it's so over to we are so back. So keep gambling in Twitch chat. Okay, this cop is actually ruining Redlof's day. His curse is already smoking quite badly. It's not the final stage, but it is damaged quite a lot. So hopefully no more accidents on the way to the next bribe and then to the garage. Fun fact, you get 3 stars and cops start throwing spikes in front of you, but this car is a special vehicle and it has pop-proof tires, which means that you can go over the strips without any issues. Your tires are gonna be fine. But if any of the cop cars are following you, they are here for a fun ride after that. So yeah, pretty simple mission once again. You don't have to go to the paint spray, just collect bribes on your way if you know their locations. And usually you do these. Well, you do know these locations because these stars were not very hidden. Anyway, no interview for Mr. Tony tonight. Steering the boat. Start properly. I don't remember when you got stuck, but it was in a similar fashion, so luckily this time you're fine. In case you are wondering what happened during one of the practice streams before the marathon, I should resend the clip that I made because it was very interesting. And now I have 2 reactions. Thank you very much for everyone. Well, to everyone who reacted in hashtag clips, but in case you haven't seen this one, this is what apparently can happen. So be aware. While we are collecting checkpoints. So in this mission have to get some areas under control. You need 5, but you can get all of them if you want to. But as soon as you get your second one, some O'Donovan vans are gonna be after you and other areas. This tree died for me. I hope it didn't die for anyone else.
Oh, it's lagging. Ooh.
Oh, it's lagging. Uh-oh.
I'm dropping frames.
Well, but at least people can still hear us, it seems. Okay. Well, then this is a radio version of the speedrun. So welcome to Radio GTA Marathon. In this mission, as I said, you need to collect some checkpoints. And as soon as you collect the second area, well, as soon as you start controlling the second area, O'Donovan vans appear. They are gonna go after the areas you already control.
This is terrible.
And after you too. The vans that we are using are special vehicles.
This
The
is
blue one and
so
the red one
dumb.
too. Yeah, it is on Redlof and it seems. It is a little better now, but I'm assuming it's just the frames that actually were transmitted in the time we were dropping stuff.
Another van, yay! What a timing for all this.
Okay, let me reload real quick. Yeah, the frames are still being dropped, but it is more or less watchable, I would say. At least it's working. Yeah, unfortunately for Redlof, another van appeared, I believe, which happens if you are too slow.
I don't remember. Can I not?
Can you what? Switch your vehicle?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think you can.
Stopped lagging now. I think. Hopefully that stays that way. Sorry,
Let me update one more time.
No way I could have. It has been lagging when I was streaming in January and February. Every so often, it hasn't the last 2 streams when I did no resets, which barely lasted over 2 hours. So yeah, just back to this shit. I don't know. I guess our ISPs and shit. Using hammers and other tools to beat on the poor old servers.
Block stuff in our country. But anyway, we are back. So let's go back to the speedrunning once again. This is the PSP version. I've seen a question in the chat. The reason it's lagging is not because the game is lagging, it's the stream. Right now it's all sorted, hopefully. So for this mission, the trick is to use Molotovs to kill as many people as possible here. And during the last wave as well, there are 3 waves. Well, 3 areas, I guess. They are not really waves. After you jump down, you need to pay attention. There can be cops around you, and since you're using a bike, they will bust you relatively easily. And that's why Redlof killed that cop. So, good on him for spotting. Unfortunately, this taxi was in the way. Angel is a decent bike, honestly. It's quite fast. It has its downsides, like handling is not the best, but overall it's better than, say, a freeway.
Yes, I
would
would
you swap to a PCG in traffic?
Yes,
yeah,
I absolutely do that. I do that with Sanchez too. It's like anything is better than having to obviously drive the van first thing first. Like the earlier you switch the better, and then having to be on foot for Angel.
Let's see, the second Molotov was also done properly. Everyone died. Sometimes one person, maybe even 2, can survive and start to run away. But this didn't happen, which is great. Yes, that is true, you can still put your bet. Make sure to do so. We actually have quite a lot of points on this one. I guess because this one is easily understandable. Faster Mission 0. Yes or no, already explained multiple times that Faster Mission 0 is not consistent, but you want to go for it because, well, it saves 2 minutes. In any case, you might notice that we are skipping everything but Donut here, and there is a big reason for that I'm gonna explain or try to explain once we get there. Well, basically, I think it's probably time to start explaining it now, if we want to explain it in time. So, a big trick was found last year by Mr. Lenny. You might know him if you are following the special vehicles community or been following it like 10 years ago. He came out of nowhere with a huge trick that allows you to skip basically 80% of Staunton. You only do the first Salvatore's missions until you unlock Donald, and then you just do Donald's missions. This trick will be shown relatively soonish, but because we don't have to do that, well, because we don't have to do other missions now, our weapons are different and so are strats. So if you remember this mission from previous marathons or just speedruns, you'll notice that it is quite difficult. Now we don't have a rocket launcher because it's still locked, but we do have Molotovs for the first pallets and stuff, and then we switch to grenades. We need to destroy these vents, because if you don't, then they start driving away after you destroy everything inside. So make sure you do destroy them, because you don't want to chase them. And now there has to be enough grenades for all of the printing machines and all of the pallets too. Is he on PSTV? No, this is a PSP emulator, which you can probably tell by the FPS counter in the top right. We do require FPS counter for speedruns. That's why you can see it. But this trick also works on real hardware, of course. That's why it is allowed, unlike the trick that is not confirmed, hasn't been confirmed yet, to work on real hardware. It's a similar trick to this one, and it's done in Portland, and it allows you to skip a smaller chunk of missions, but still, if it was possible, it would be quite fast. Unfortunately, Vincenzo's missions are way too far apart from each other, as in the missions that you have to finish and then start the next one. These locations are basically on the opposite sides of the island. So now we are using a sniper rifle here, just like as the game intended, instead of an M6, M4, sorry, this is not GTA 3. Sniper rifle is perfectly fine for these enemies. And the big trick is coming very soon. Well, we are first gonna see how it's done, then I'll give you a short description of what actually happens, and then I'll try to go a bit more into detail, like how it works internally. But honestly, I think it's quite difficult to explain it with just words, so please bear in mind that I will probably sound very confusing. I'll try my best, but it's not the trick you can just describe with words only. You need some visualizations, which we obviously don't have. Here you can see Redlof using his flamethrower. And why does he do that? Well, that's simple. He wants a fire truck, because Fast on Mission Zero is performed by using a fire truck and its submission firefighter. So this way he can spawn one on the road, he's gonna shoot it to force the driver out, because this fire truck can just drive away, doesn't care about people on fire, because they're already dead. And if we didn't go for that, we would need to go to the fixed spawn location, which is on the edge of Belleville Park, I believe. Yeah. And it's not close, is what I want to say. So yeah, Fast on Mission Zero, you need to hold firefighter and then let go of it at the same time as you pick up this rampage, or any other rampage. Let's see if it works. And it did! First try. Actually got gamer. Can we get a clap for that? As for the controller, I believe it's DualShock 4. Confirm me if I'm wrong.
Yes, yes it is.
Confirm me if I'm wrong. So I guess I fooled you. You did not need to confirm, because I was wrong. Shooting that fire truck is not a risky gamble. You are better off shooting it. Otherwise, it is going to get away from you. Most likely. Choose outcome, yes.
Much bigger pain in the ass to catch it than what we do during AJS any percent. But yeah, you just have to get used to, like, if figuring out how the fire truck performs in each location. We have like a lot of big roads, open spaces and all that. Like, yeah, you need to be careful with babysitting that. AI.
While I'm preparing the next Gamba, please explain what you're doing right now, because this doesn't look usual.
Let me first get the thing.
Sure. I guess I can talk a little bit about it instead of you. So now that we are on the rampage, we cannot pick up stuff, as in any pickups. And we do need to pick up stuff in this mission. So that's why Redlof is driving the first guy to the second one, and he's killing them outside of Belleville Park. So you cannot pick up this package right away. Why do we need to get outside of Belleville Park? Well, I guess you can say it's lead coding, but there is another trick, and maybe you can call it a glitch, but not really, because you're not supposed to. If you exit Belleville Park during on mission 0, a mission cleanup sequence is gonna run, and it's gonna just remove everything that was spawned by this mission, including the van we are supposed to follow and people we are supposed to kill to get the packages from, so it's just gonna fail the mission. That's why Redlof made sure that he went past Belleville Park, killed the guys there, and he was on mission 1 when he exited Belleville Park area. And now he is just grabbing the final guy, because what he wants to do is, he wants to put that package, the final package he needs to collect, near the mission marker, which you can see right now. He needs to collect the package and then quickly activate the marker. And with that, I'm gonna set up the next Gamba, and then I'm gonna explain what happened. Let's see, first of all, how it's gonna be. Okay, as you can see, the mission finishes, and even though it says that we're starting the same mission, now the next mission started. Let me finish the Gamba real quick, and I'll explain what happened and why it happened too. So, the next Gamba is gonna be for the ambulance route on Morgue Party Resurrection. It can use the bridge route, or it can use the dam route. And the time for this Gamba is gonna be a very big time, yeah. It's not very soon, so I'm gonna put 20 minutes here. And yeah, okay. So this was a big trick that skips basically to the end of Staunton. What happened here is Redlof finished the mission between picking up the marker for this mission and the mission actually starting for the next time. And this was the trick that was discovered. So now let me try to explain why it works. Once again, it's probably gonna be quite messy, or let me read the question first. Changing question, can this mission jump theoretically work in other games? Okay, I guess that will be the part of my explanation. Cool, let's try it. So, we need to know a few things about this game. When you activate the marker, you see this small cutscene, any mission marker, I mean, where Tony walks towards the place and the camera pans somewhere, right? During that time, and it's like 2 seconds-ish, the mission is not running yet. It starts only after a full fade out. So, when you activate the marker, there are like 2 more seconds before the mission actually starts. All of these missions in this game are basically divided or split into smaller lists of missions called strands. So usually you have one strand for one character on one island. For example, Donald has all of his Staunton missions in one strand, in one list. And they basically go one after another. When you finish the mission, say, let me quickly open a graph so I can tell you exactly how many missions Donald have. I'm sorry, 1 second. So, Donald in Staunton has 7 missions. Once you finish counterfeit count, the game says, okay, you now finished the 6th mission. And it's gonna run some checks and see, have you done everything to spawn the marker for the next mission? If so, it puts the marker for the next mission on the map. If you haven't done anything yet, or something, then it's not gonna put the marker there. Normally, when you finish counterfeit count, it's not enough to unlock the final mission. But what happens here is the following. You finish counterfeit count after starting it again, or rather picking up the marker for the counterfeit count mission that is already there, because it's the 6th mission, it's already unlocked. You are already doing it even. So you've already satisfied all of the other conditions. And during this walking animation, before the mission actually starts, you finish counterfeit count, and the game says, okay, you've now finished the 6th mission. And after this walking animation finishes, the game checks, okay, oh, so you finished 6 missions, then I'm gonna start the 7th now, the next one. And the next mission is Laugh on the Rocks. So I know it sounded very confusing, but what I wanna say is, basically the mission marker you see and the actual mission starting, they're basically 2 separate entities, sort of. So it is possible to start an earlier mission, but in reality activate the next one, if you manage to finish that same mission in between this, well, during this walking animation or during the fade out. So to answer the question, can it work in other games? In GTA 3 and Vice City, no, because it doesn't have this strength structure. San Andreas has strengths, but they work differently, so I believe the answer is gonna be no too. VCS I'm not familiar with, so I'm sorry. Not that confusing? Well, I tried my best, and hopefully you understood. You now might be wondering, but can you do that in other places in this game? And the answer is, in theory, yes, but it only works, or only gives you like something meaningful, as long as you skip to the final mission of the strand. If it's somewhere in the middle, well, you will be able to start that mission in the middle and even complete it, but you won't unlock the next one. So it is only worth it if it's the final mission in the strand, and there is just one more place where it's actually viable, which we've already mentioned. It's in Portland. It's Vincenzo's missions between Hot Wheels and Portland Chainsaw Massacre. Ooh. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought I disconnected for a second, but it's okay. I'm here still. You can still hear me. Unfortunately, Hot Wheels ends all the way at the Crusher, the mission where we destroyed Vincenzo's Banshee, and we need to be able to start the mission, which is all the way in Atlantic Keys at the same time, which normally isn't possible. But Padinet found an Instapath that works on a PS2 emulator, and if it works on real hardware, which doesn't work on a real PS2, but it might work on the PS3, as I mentioned, that is emulating PS2, then it's gonna skip a few missions in Portland too. You can do the same trick, for example, in Shoreside Vale, but once again, it doesn't matter. You can go from Shogun Showdown straight to the Shoreside Redemption, which is the penultimate mission in the game. But even if you complete it, it's not gonna give you access to the final one, unfortunately, so it's just a waste of time. Okay, with that out of the way, Rough Justice. In this mission, you just lure Forellis by smashing their cars, and then you kill them. Fun fact, this mission spawns a police bribe, specifically for this mission, but getting wanted level on this mission is almost impossible, because it's disabled for most of the parts, I believe. I don't know the exact conditions that disable and enable things back, but this wanted bribe, which you can see right now, I believe, by the way, I think that's the one that is spawned by the mission, are quite interesting. I mean, the conditions are weird. Should also point out that 8-Ball is part of Donald's trend. Yeah, if you look at the graph that we have pinned in hashtag GTALCS, thanks to Castor for making a graph, on the speedrunning server, then you'll see that 8-Ball is sort of its own entity, but in reality, 8-Ball is part of Donald. So his 2 missions are part of Donald's Shoreside Whale strand, aka mission list, which is different from his list in Staunton. Okay, that's some crazy RNG with bikes, I can see. Very good. Everyone? Yeah, we'll get to that mission too, but honestly, I would say if you follow and use most of the speedrunning tricks and routes, you should not have that many issues with the permadeath challenge, as long as you're already familiar with the game and know what you're doing, I mean, of course. It's not the hardest game. I would actually say you have a bigger chance of you failing because of game insta-fails a mission, which can happen in multiple places, than you actually dying or getting busted. This is how bold of a claim I can make. If you know all of the tricks and routes, that is. So, for example, right here we are using a death warp to get back to Salvatore faster, just like after Rough Justice. That's PCJ. Yeah, Redlof ISO PCJ. Classic one. Do you think GTA 6 will have Donald as the president? No, I don't think so. Most of his fails were game troll moments. I'll be honest, I haven't watched any of that, but I've heard a lot of things that did not sound like game trolling him. More like, oh, unlucky, the cop car is locked. Momo, tell us the percentage. I believe it's something like 30 or maybe 60, I don't remember. But yeah, from what I've heard, a lot of things could have been prevented. But English Band got there in the end. He managed to finish his challenge, and I guess we can move past that now. Tank mission, yeah, it is the tank mission. We are gonna see the tank very soon, and unfortunately this is one of the missions that can throw you. It can literally soft lock during the next cutscene. We will see and hope it doesn't happen. Percentage for which vehicle? Police car near the cop station in Shoreside. It can be locked, and it was unfortunately locked. Don't forget to gamba on the ambulance route. It's once again random. 50-50, aka a coin flip. Nice landing. If we had a 3 or 2 stars gamba, people would say rigged right now. 30%, so I was right. Okay. It's 15 GTA 3, I see. Okay, thank you.
Why are they spooked by them? What the fuck?
Spooked by cops. Look at them.
Okay.
Don't worry, that's actually not unlucky, because I'm not gonna debate you this year, because I've done it like multiple times and I think it's not funny anymore. You do want cops on you after this mission, because you want to perform a busted warp, and for whatever reason this mission, if you pass it, well, when you pass it, it doesn't clear your wanted level, so you're gonna keep your stars after the mission. What you don't want is getting busted too early, but just as mission passes, you want to have some cops in the car, because you can just stand near the door, and once they get out, they knock you down and bust you conveniently. That's a legit strat. 2 stars is of course enough for that, but the more stars you have, the more cops are on you. Why are they spook? Well, Spook is quite scary. Have you seen what he did in the first race? Well, of course you have. You've been participating in the first race, so you know what Spook is capable of. Dem is very unpopular, which is bad because I went 5k in. Well, since it's a coin flip, you should actually be happy if you went for the unpopular version, because this means that your payout potentially is gonna be better. The freeway is never locked. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, I guess it needs to be said that, fun fact, in the code some of the bikes are technically listed as potentially locked, when in reality of course there are no vehicle locks. So even if the bike spawns locked, you can get it. This one, however, luckily is never locked at all. Ooh, nice jump, almost in water. That was a bit well, it was a bit too close, at least for me. Of course, wouldn't drown, but you could lose some health, which would be okay.
Yeah, actually,
for the
would need
death
it.
warp. But I don't think you would be able to teleport in the boat right away. I think it would be a bit too far from it. So it wouldn't be faster overall, I think.
Yeah, well, this boat is a little annoying in that regard. how it calculates the distance. It's like you can spam all you want, but like, oh, be a little closer. If anything, just jump on the boat, be a risky boy. That'll surely work.
That also works. Although if you're on the boat, I don't think you can teleport inside. And you will probably try to walk or run towards the wheel. Might be wrong on this one.
Yeah, that's
Don't
why I
quote
covered
me.
myself with the risky. So in case somebody tries that and fails, I'm not liable.
Okay. Sure. And now Phil Cassidy has a minigun in stock, which is crazy. And we are gonna see that used later in the run. Very soon as well. But now Redlof is gonna press a few more buttons to spawn yet another bike on the road. He spawned a freeway, which is not the bike he actually wants, so he's gonna try again. And maybe get a better one, or maybe not, we'll see. Sometimes he likes to pretend that he is pressing... No, never mind. This time he did not want to pretend. Once again spawned the PCJ right here. A red one as well. The color he actually likes. So, what do you know? Redlof is real. Bro is not beating the allegations. Spoogora had you shaken, not gonna lie. Well, that's unfortunate. Because right now, unless something disastrous happens, you cannot advance to the finals. Since Ron's time was better in the second group. In any case, Tashika. We had a question for the best character in GTA. And I was very sad to see no one or no top answers having Tashika. Because Tashika is pretty damn good. I understand that Josh viewers don't know LCS at all. But come on, gamers. Oh, that's a bit unlucky, this cop. Okay, you are gonna go for the fist fight? The second one.
No,
though.
and now I'm busted off.
Who did? Oh, okay, man.
It was still
Well,
that
that's
one.
actually very bad. Because
Yeah, money.
now Redlof, wasted a lot of money on the minigun. And he needs to buy a new one.
That's the only
He
loss
has
really.
enough.
I don't need a bike or anything, but...
Yeah, he
She
has
made
enough.
it. She made it.
But still, one more failure like that and he won't be able to afford a minigun again. Because you do need money for one of the missions.
Oh no, I'm under the amount needed. Oh.
Uh-oh, yeah, you need 20k. And now he only has 19. Can Redlof find $1,000? Stay tuned to find out. But yeah, going back to the game show,
Anyone home?
if you haven't played LCS, try it. It's a fun game. It's not a very long game, I would say. So, not enough time to get bored of it. Some of the concepts are not the best. But overall, I would say it's a pretty solid game. And if you are looking for some good time, then this GTA is a very good choice. And I also should mention that there are even mods both based on LCS, namely Sindaka Chronicles by 1826, aka username. So if you've played LCS and you are looking for more content in Liberty City, you can try that modification. It's alright. I played it when it released, the first version, and I enjoyed it. Since then, it got an update, and I haven't played the updated version, but I can only imagine that Mr. Username improved on all of the shortcomings of the initial release. So, if you're looking for some games to play, go for Sindaka Chronicles. Oh, nice Sanchez stunt. Bro was preparing for some huge race, it seems. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't know her, but you can persuade me. Okay. We are not gonna comment on that. 5 missions won't give enough. Surely, yeah. They all give you like $100. Trash dashes. No, don't do trash dash. Ride away, please. The drive to the opera house was a bumpy one for Redlof. But don't worry, the second part of the mission is gonna be more fun. You like your love thread? Reference gotten. So here, the guys are not very happy with us, so we just blow up their car. And you can see this guy on top of our limo with a bat, we just don't care about
Oh,
it.
he helped me.
He can be our friend. He is removing the door for us, yeah, to save time. And now, at some point, he's like, yeah, enough of that, I'm out of here, boys. And he just goes away. You don't need to kill him. He's our friend after all. You can also notice some of the Farelis trying to ram Redlof's limo. But as long as you are close to the sidewalk, or literally on the sidewalk, they miss you, if you have enough speed, that is. So this mission can be challenging casually, but if you know the route, it's pretty damn simple. Holy combo for that for real, yeah, he does it every time. Okay, the next thing I need to do is, of course, if you don't enter it, I don't think so, but maybe it will.
It did.
It did? Okay. Yeah, I have some real latency, it seems, and restarting doesn't help. So I'm assuming it's on you. But it's fine, it's not that terrible. It's just a few seconds. But yeah, after grabbing these channel points for myself, we are going back to commentating the game. In this mission, you first have to drive all the way to the Claude's safe house from GTA 3. Back in the day, it wasn't Claude's safe house. But it was someplace where Mr. Kazuki, I guess, lived maybe? I don't think it says that he lives there. But maybe I'm misremembering something. It's been a while since I've watched all of the cutscenes. In any case, you can see that Kazuki is escaping using his chopper, which you can actually obtain. But this one is probably not the best one to go for. There are much easier alternatives. And I guess we've missed the easiest ones because of the Staunton skip. Actually, I think we've skipped all of the previous helicopters. We haven't seen the Calm Before the Storm one, we haven't seen the False Idols one, we haven't seen the Carmageddon Hunter. So if you're speedrunning, this is probably the only helicopter you can obtain. Maybe the Sicilian Gambit one too, but none of these two are very fun to get. Oh yeah, we've skipped the Patient of the Heist. Well, oh my god. Redlof just hates special vehicles, I just realized. He skipped all the helicopters. Fun fact, if you during this mission go to other island and then back, the helicopter is gonna respawn on the road because it falls underground. Here the threat is just reverse. So Mr. Kazuki falls and then you can use your submachine gun to quickly get rid of him. Which is super fast. And very safe too. Have we seen the 3 stars heli? I'm watching without sound, but I'm gonna imagine the answer is yes, because we have 3 stars during some of the missions, and there's nothing that prevents the police helicopters from spawning. And this was the final mission for Toshika. She's actually moving from Liberty City to Aruba. She's going on a vacation. That's why we are not gonna see her in this game anymore, unless you are playing multiplayer, because in multiplayer you can choose her as a playable character. She even has 2 models, Toshi and Toshiko. Speaking of multiplayer, this game and VCS have very fun multiplayer, and with the release of PPSSPP, which is the emulator that we are using right here, version 1.20, playing together with each other became probably super easy. It cannot be easier than that. You just need the emulator and that's it. You can play with your friends even if they live in different country. And you can use that to play other multiplayer games too. And trust me, PSP has a very good collection of games with multiplayer. So if you're looking for some experience and you have some nostalgia for PSP games, then try PSP emulator multiplayer. It's really easy nowadays and it's really fun too. And I know that a lot of people like multiplayer, or liked multiplayer back in the day with real consoles, but now it's not limited to being in the same room as other players.
Tony, transportation.
What do you mean rest in peace, Tashika? Can you ban Sour Kiwi 9? I don't like this guy anymore. She's hanging out with Faustin, Manny and Pecorino. It's friggin' Pegorinos, man! Oh, the Avery mission. So, let's see how this mission is done in the speedrun, which is also one of the safest ways if you're a good shot. So, Mr. Avery has some guards. However, if you manage to one-shot him, then the guards don't trigger. So you aim, you shoot, and unfortunately Redlof messed it up a little. So I guess we are not gonna see the safest version, but still. Quick recovery, get back on the bike, shoot the guards, and it's not that hard. Trust me. Once you know what you're doing. But yeah, he was aiming a bit too high and had to readjust, and he was already shooting. But if you just headshot Avery, guards don't bat an eye.
I was second guessing myself because I parked the bike tilting a little to the left, so I wasn't sure about my height and position overall, so just a lot of unnecessary adjusting.
Yeah, I see. Alright, thank you for the raid flash. You are just in time for the end of this run. Well, it's not really the end yet, but it's the final chapter, let's call it this way. Is Avery going to the farm in Aruba too? No, he's going some other places. He's going to attend Donald's party first. This is the mission for the Gamba, by the way. First we're gonna grab... Well, not this one. The mission for the Gamba is coming very soon, is what I'm gonna say. First we're gonna send out an invitation to this guy, Ned Burner, Ace Reporter, because he's also welcome to Donald's party. But first we need to get some photos from him. And to do so, we first showcase our gun. Avery's like, yo, I really like your M4. Can you show me more guns? And then we say, yeah, sure, but let's go some other place because people might see it and report it to police. And Avery's like, yeah, okay, I have this garage around the corner, let's go there. So that's where we're going right now. And here, Ned is like, I want to play a game with you, can you catch me with your guns? And we say, absolutely. So we shoot a few bullets into his back. You can see two Phages here, one light blue and one yellow, or some people call it golden. And both of them are special because of their color. If you're going for special vehicles, here's two more for your collection. And you can save up to 12 vehicles in this game in garages. Even the Portland garage, which is quite small, can fit 4 vehicles. So you usually put like 2 cars and 2 bikes, or 1 car and 3 bikes there. Zazzlebar is asking, are you ever going to explain who Redlof is for the IV fans? Okay man, if you don't know who Redlof is, then unfortunately there is no say. Ooh, that was a very bad collision for Mr. Redlof. Luckily he manages to survive. Redlof rules in Liberty City. And that includes IV too. He is the guy. So whenever you need some help, you go and say, Donald, please help us.
We're gonna need
And
some
he will.
transportation, Tony. We don't have much time. Tony, I've been dying for this party.
Donald is
Just
our
like
friend.
my guests.
That's all you need to know. Stops if he was a cat. Okay, man. Please don't say such words. He's not. What do you mean? There is nothing that suggests he is okay. Our health situation is not very nice. However, we have some armor, so we should be okay as long as we don't fall off the bike. This is the mission for the Gamba, but first we are gonna go for the Ned Burner, Ace Reporter. Oh, Ned. Is he gonna cover the wonderful party of Donalds? We don't know, but probably. He doesn't show up, okay, we don't talk about those either. I was sad when Donald Love disappeared, yeah, that's the saddest mission ever.
Ned, I'm going to give you the
Let's see.
Who's
Are
being
we gonna
loud
hear
right
the
now?
line?
Excuse me. Who's being loud? The voice.
It's our new host.
bash, you know?
Oh, wow, that's...
Welcome, by the way.
Good evening, everybody.
No, wait. Audio levels. It's extremely loud on my end.
Yeah, I guess we did not account for new people joining the switching. So for Redlof that sounds
Can
a little
we
different.
wait, I don't know, wait maybe like 4 minutes, I'll have downtime to quickly change the volume.
Yeah, I think for 4 minutes should be alright. Even if we have some donations, they can be read a little bit later.
Maybe less than 4, maybe.
Yeah, true. Good evening, jumped a little.
But-
Yeah, that's the only thing that I guess people did not account for. Shifts switching mid-runs. So when you test the audio levels before the run with the first host, it's alright, but then the new one joins and you don't even know if they're gonna be loud or not. This, unfortunately, was a bit too loud, but Redlof is gonna fix it soonish. And now we're gonna go for Avery. And we'll see where we have to go. Is it gonna be the dam or the bridge?
I think
Redlof
that's
is still
damage?
trying to figure out it. I don't know. I don't run this game. Or
Yeah,
even when
should-
I did, I didn't.
Yeah, should be. Yeah.
Well, I'll pay it out when I see it, but I'm assuming, yeah.
Okay.
But from what I see, it looks like the dam route. Does make himself quiet? Okay. That's good to know.
I mean, it still will be like 100% on my end, so I'm not sure that's... Oh, that's...
Yeah, I guess we'll let Redlof readjust the volume a little bit in a moment, and then we'll do
Flip.
a
Okay.
test. Okay,
The ambulance is on
This
uphill
was-
at least.
definitely the dam route, even though it did not kinda made it to the dam itself. But it's okay, let's choose the outcome. Dam, which was 51%, wins in this prediction. And honestly, I'm really loving these close predictions, which they probably should be, because most of them are coin flips. Alright, and with that we have just our final gamba for this day. And let me quickly set it up for you. I personally don't know the current pace because I don't see the timer. And we also don't see the splits, only Redlof knows.
Yeah.
Only Redlof knows, so no spoilers from him, but I'm gonna set this up quick. And I'm gonna explain it too. And finally, the third option. This one is gonna have 3 options. Okay, I guess since I don't have that many paces here, I'm gonna... Ooh. What is going on? This is Twitch's menu, which is not very good. Quick. I need to make this gamba quick. This one actually matters. And this one is gonna be a short one, just a 5-minute prediction. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it a 2-minute prediction. So put your points really quickly. Yeah, okay, this is fine. So, will this run be A, overestimate, which is an obvious thing, no need to explain.
I lowered the volume.
Any percent. Okay, cool. We'll check the audio levels in a moment when I explain the gamba. So any percent underestimate means that Redlof finishes the game, the Sicilian Gambit, underestimate. Overdose of trouble percent, OT percent, means that Redlof finishes any percent and 2 bonus missions from Maria that we can still see on the map in also underestimate. So predict professionally, and now I guess we can check the volume. Load us, how's it going?
Yes, I'm doing okay, thank you. How are you?
Great to hear that. We are doing just fine
What are
too.
they doing here?
And we are very close to finishing this game. Now it's the 8 balls mission, where we do a very not so good thing. One can argue we are just gonna destroy like a whole neighborhood in Staunton, but I mean, who needs that anyway, right?
It's
Just
just
like people are living there.
That's business.
Anything.
It's just business.
Yeah, it's just business. We're gonna get a great construction site in GTA 3 out of it, so only positives, I would say. How bad would it be Death Warp after this mission and then buy guns on Sicilian Gambit? Since this was sent 2 minutes ago, where would it be? I'm assuming after Laugh on the Run.
Mock party.
Oh yeah, sure. We don't do. We didn't do Laugh on the Run yet. Yeah, more party, of course. Just warping out of more after more party. First of all, do we even have? Yeah, we do have weapons to Death Warp. Also, water is relatively close. I mean, do you get the call instantly if you do that? You probably don't. You still need to wait 10 seconds anyway, and then just you run there. I don't know. Did you time that in the past, Redlof?
I mean, running on foot is bad. Like, just all the waiting spots. I don't know. And buying, if buying a weapon has to be in the equation, that's just no. On mobile,
Yeah.
sure. Like, I still didn't really commit to that because who runs mobile really? But on PSP, or PS2.
Yeah, I guess if you need to buy weapons, then it's probably gonna be slower. On mobile, however, you don't lose weapons when you die, so it might be faster here. That's a suggestion for anyone who wants to run this on mobile to time it. Might actually be. From 1k to 16k, guys, always go all in. Okay, we've got some professional gamblers in the chat, which we love to see. Any percent underestimate? I think the ship for that has sailed. Nah, couldn't be. Surely not. Let me see. Actually, I don't know what the time is. You know what?
Experts can calculate off of whatever they see on GTAM layout.
Yeah, true. Like, I don't think that anything has been decided yet. Things can go right or can go wrong very easily still. But now, please pay attention. This is an out-of-bounds trick that we are using in a lot of categories, mostly in NISC ones. But you can use bikes to go through here, and the nifty strat right there is jumping off the bike at the right moment. First you need a lot of speed. If Redlof does it properly, he will end up all the way back, at this road in Cedar Grove, at the top. Otherwise, you spawn at the bottom area and you have to climb the hill, which takes like 10 seconds-ish, maybe even 15, I don't know. So very great execution right here. Very great sounds wrong, so let's just say great execution right here. And that actually deserves a clap, yeah. Thank you, Painted Cat. Painted Cat knows how hard this is, so he instantly goes, yep.
Golded
that's a
that by
clap from me.
5 seconds. How?
Ooh, huge gold. Delivers. We are eating good tonight, maybe. You wrote any percent instead of any percent no AJS. I mean, there's no difference. I could be more specific, but Twitch doesn't give me that much space in the options, so I try to be as short as possible. Any percent no AJS is still any percent, is what I'm saying. So don't worry. Yeah, having a minigun here in this mission is a great help. You just camp all of the incoming traffic and shoot as soon as you see the cars and the guys. But even if you don't have any weapons, this mission is doable, although it will be quite hard, because first you need to kill a few waves to get some guns, and then you have to survive the rest. It's doable, but not very fun. Ooh, that was a bad cop car. But it's possible. Just barely in the right time of day for the cheetah spawn. Nice. Okay, I didn't even notice that. Is that routed, or did it just happen to be that way in this run? Well, Redlof lost quite some time, and he also got busted an extra time, and I don't remember if there are any missions after that that set the time of day. So I wouldn't say it is routed
I mean,
per se, but probably
Toshiko's
with the current
says
route you always... Oh, Toshiko's missions. Okay.
yeah, it's the dated with death.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know, we've noticed that it's been on, it's been spawning, so we always go for it, and it's always there, pretty much. Didn't really think that it was a timed spawn though, but would be good to know the exact time, just for future reference, I guess.
Well, let's put on the map, which Momo prepared for us, and should be pinned on the server, in case anyone wants to see. But yeah, the final answer, it wasn't routed, it just happened that with the current round, it's always here. Unless something goes horribly wrong, of course.
Sal, you there?
Alright, the Shoreside Redemption. The second to last mission, in any percent at least. In this one, the game tells you to go and get a police car, and if you don't know about this spawn that is here only during this mission, you probably notice the cop car somewhere at the hospital area and run for that one instead, and that one is significantly farther. So just a little trick for this mission: go behind the police station for the closest spawn. Here you don't want to get too far away from the security car, but at the same time you want to be ahead to trigger the next section earlier. So let's see how it goes.
Slightly early, I guess. Like, not too comfortable.
Yeah, you don't want to be way too early, because then you just fail the mission, and while it's not the biggest time loss, but it's still a significant one. 17 to midnight, thank you very much, Momo. And yes, the maps are pinned on the speedrunning server, and Momo prepared maps for all of the main 3D era GTAs, I believe. I don't know if you have one for VCS though, not sure. And this mission is basically just follow the security car or be a little bit ahead to take out the blockades. It's nothing particularly crazy, and honestly, the worst things that can happen without your interaction, so you are at the mercy of the security car driver and I guess cars around it, and other obstacles that it's trying to get around. Sometimes it can get stuck. There were instances where it just fell off the bridge and never made it all the way back. So unfortunately, things can go wrong in this mission and you can't do much about it, is what I'm saying, but luckily that doesn't happen that often. Your commentary is so great, in my opinion, it's somehow pretty relaxing. Thank you very much, I'm very happy to hear that. We've tried to provide the best experience to you viewers throughout all of the runs in this marathon, and the ones that I commentated personally, I always try my best. Yeah, this is the place where, in case of bad traffic, the security car, not the one in front of us, but the one behind, can get a little bit off route and jump off the bridge. And if that happens, it's game over. You have to restart the mission. But you first have to fail it too, which I guess you would do by destroying the van yourself. But this time, luckily, everything went fine. There's one more turn, and usually the security car gets stuck there for a little while, but it's nothing crazy. Although, if you get unlucky, it can get stuck for a prolonged period of time between these support beams to the right, but this time it managed to get past all of them, and even though there are stingers trying to move it out of the way, they're not gonna do much because security car is just heavier. And with this mission being passed, there is only one more.
That PCJ,
Ooh. Yeah, maybe it was worth it to switch to a PCJ right here, because this is a relatively lengthy drive to the Salvatore's mansion. We are going all the way back to Portland, where it sort of all started, at the Salvatore's mansion, as we could see in the intro cutscene. It's also all gonna end there as well, because Salvatore is now out of the jail. No GTA game without an escort mission? I would say an escort mission itself as a concept is an alright concept, but I don't think it was executed properly, or like, yeah, I would say like, there's always something that they could have done better, and I'm not talking about LCS in particular, I'm talking about all of the GTA
a gold. That is a gold. Just final.
Ooh, GG. Even though you got a bit stuck on the exit. The final mission, the Sicilian Gambit. But yeah, the escort missions can be a little bit better. Apparently a lot of people struggle with the short-side redemption in their playthroughs, which I can't relate to, but it's interesting. Maybe they try to follow the security car, because, well, if you're playing for the first time, you don't know where it's gonna go, right? Sort of. Although I think they tell you that it's going to City Hall, or you can at least imagine that it would go there. But if you stay behind, then yes, the game tells you, oh, there is a blockade in front, so you have to go all the way in front of it, then you have to go back and forth, back and forth. This way, I think the traffic is a bigger problem, and it's gonna become an issue if it blocks the security car and the stingers start ramming it a lot. It can die because of being rammed way too much. Like, the health for the security car is not perfect. So here is a little nifty trick. Instead of going all the way around, you can just jump over this if you're on a bike. And right after activating this marker, you have to be fast if you want to kill the guys before Salvatore crosses this place, because you can accidentally shoot Salvatore, which you don't want to do because that's gonna fail the mission. Now we have to head for the pier, and notice how the marker is below us. You can see that by a triangle icon on the radar. But for some reason, if you just stand there and shoot in front of you with any weapon, it triggers this marker. After this marker, you just have to kill one guy and the auto-scroller section starts. This section, I believe, can be tricky for beginners. I personally sometimes struggled with it too. But once you learn where these boats spawn, and once you learn to control the crosshair, you have like the strongest gun in the game, so it should not be the biggest issue. You just have to remember that as soon as the helicopter spawns, you should pay attention and destroy it first. Because as long as you destroy it, you can progress, but if you don't destroy it and just focus on the boats, the mission won't progress. And the helicopter goons are gonna shoot at you all that time, and they can be dangerous. As you can see, Redlof's damage bar is already at like almost, yeah, now it's at 1/3 for sure. And he knows where the guys spawn. So yeah, I've seen some people failing it. I failed it myself multiple times. Not during speedruns, I don't think, but I haven't done that many speedruns that reach that point anyway, so it wouldn't count.
Nice chopper.
Yeah, the chopper is the one that I mentioned. You can
nice
shoot
boat.
it quite easily. And here near the lighthouse, you have to pay attention to the boat spawn at the pier. The game won't progress until you kill the guys, and the easiest way to kill them is to destroy the boat, because the explosion is gonna kill them too. Otherwise, you can see it's wavy because it's set weather for this mission, so aiming is hard. On PSP you can use the left trigger, the L button, to basically control the crosshair easier because it's gonna be slower when you move it, and you can shoot more precisely. On PS2 it just doesn't have this, for some reason, this feature, so on PS2 it's gonna be even harder. Be prepared. Alright, yeah, but for now the boat sections are okay. You can even skip some of the boats, as in never shoot at them, and they're gonna explode in the background for some reason. They're scripted too, but you should probably shoot as many as you can, at least as long as they're getting close.
Just learn their behavior,
Once-
like you can let them hang back, like you can see that they're
Yeah,
not gonna
if they're
accelerate
too far
close,
away-
then just don't waste your breath, don't spawn more.
Then sure, yeah. Yeah, sure. If they're far away, don't even bother. They are harmless. Yeah, that's the boat I mentioned, these two guys. Shoot the boat, it's gonna be much easier to hit because it's much bigger. And here, be careful, there's this guy, oh, nice package. There's this guy behind the boxes, well, the box, actually two boxes. You can't really shoot him, because the collision is wonky. You need to get past him and shoot him like from behind, or you need to aim manually. And by the way, the time is coming, and it's time, yeah, okay. Well, I have a small delay.
No, there was a
So
guy
GG
sitting.
any percent. But do we have enough time for all of the Maria's missions? 2:03:37 is a pretty damn good time, considering the fact that you got busted an extra time and some stuff went relatively poorly earlier. Considering the fact that you... Oh, now I can hear myself through someone watching the stream, I'm assuming, which is not the best thing. Yeah, so I guess we do have time at least to start Maria's missions, simply because they're that close to us. And the missions themselves are not very long as well. I hope you have your timer still running, Mr. Redlof. Otherwise we won't know if it was under or overestimate.
Yeah, one split.
Yeah,
It was
wasn't the PB
3:39 on my end. Just in
Okay.
case. So not a Maxim reference, despite what some may say.
Okay, you did not... Oh, okay, somebody else brought it up. Can you buy... Oh, Green Kuruma? Let's go! Best vehicle in this game. The Nova Snow. At least it was showcased during this run. But ideally you want to have a bike, although you can get the bike from the mission too. To be fair, the vehicle you use to get to the marker is not the most important vehicle here. I missed the run, will we do another one? Sure, right after this one we're gonna go again. Simply because people loved this run. It's not like we have anything else on the schedule tonight, right? That was a nice one. It's not over yet. Bonus missions. Red Kuruma? Sorry, the green one is the best one. So yeah, as you can see, you get the bike. Okay, Redlof actually almost failed to grab one. This mission is extremely simple if you manage to catch up here, aka early, and just shoot the guy. If you let him get away from you, then you can be chasing him for a while, especially if you don't know his route. And there were some instances where people tried to chase him for a few minutes even. He has a very tricky route, so if you follow him on a bike, you can easily fall. But once you learn it, it's always the same every time. You can easily kill him, even if he gets away from you fast. You can actually just camp him around the corner because he will always come to that place. And this is the final mission. Maria is currently crippled, so she cannot walk fast. And that's why we have to take her on a date. She wants to eat some great food at Greasy Joe's, I believe, from GK3. And bro is missing the marker again. I've seen that. Oh, this time it's the donut shop in LCS. Rusty Browns. Okay. But in GTA 3 it's Greasy Joe's, I think. But yeah, I've seen that marker being missed in the practice, so I imagine this was on purpose to get a better traffic RNG. Let's end in cutscene place so we can see Tony lying to Maria and claiming he doesn't have any money on him. Yeah, doing this mission after the final one doesn't make much sense, because in the final mission you receive $500,000, and in this mission Maria asks, do you have money? And Tony says, nope, I'm broke. So yeah, the more you know. We still don't know why these missions are optional, by the way. But yeah, after that wonderful donut date, Maria asked us for some sightseeing in Portland, and that's what we're doing right here. And now it's 6 PM, so she's a little tired, and that's why she is asking us nicely to drive her back home to Salvatore's place, because after all, Maria is Salvatore's girl. And with that, I imagine that this was actually sub-estimate, even for bonus Maria missions.
Well, what the hell have you
Am
been
I correct?
coming on to me for? I'm Salvatore's girl.
Cutscene present.
He's loaded. Don't you ever hit on me again.
What was the question?
Is it still underestimate?
Yeah, 20810.
Okay. I was right, and congratulations for the believers then. Let me quickly... Ooh, that was actually crazy. 91% believed in you.
Wow.
So, you were right, all of you. Congrats on winning. I would say, like, the actual safest bet would probably be any percent underestimate. Well, if we did that gamba from the start, but unfortunately we had other gambas in mind too, or maybe fortunately, so this one was a late one, and I guess people managed to calculate
I would have
proper
missed
time.
on mission 0, then yeah, I would have had to skip that cutscene to make it underestimate.
Well, yeah. But yeah, GG's. Where is Luigi's girls from GTA 3? Right now JD is still running the club, simply because we missed the mission where he was made. And yeah, he did not go to a vacation, well, on a vacation to Aruba, so he's still...
Give me a sec.
Okay,
Oh,
we are
yeah.
gonna see some special outfit for all of the believers. Hold it, gamers, hold it. Sorry, baby, I only have $500,000. It's not enough. Maria is an expensive woman.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Yeah. That's the one. That's the true
Outfit
champion's
showcase.
outfit.
Yeah. He's made, not made this time. Okay, that's a nice one.
This outfit is how you know you've been made. Only
True.
out for true winners. And yeah, was that?
Guys, wrap it up.
Oh, yeah, sorry, go.
Wrap it up. We're behind the schedule.
Oh, wow. Behind,
Yeah, that's
okay.
it.
First time in a while. I guess my bad for playing it badly then, excuse me. I'll never show my face again.
No.
Alright. And with that, we're done. Hope you liked the little twist on the usual no AJS formula. Don't know when or who will be back with this game. Will it be next marathon? Will it be something else? But either way, hope you enjoyed. And yeah, big thanks to Wolfil for carrying the entire commentary. Everyone seemed to enjoy it, so yeah, major highlight.